What's up, YouTube? This is 82 and 0. Welcome back. You know, all of you, I'm sure, by now have watched or heard about the Philadelphia meltdown in Game 6 and Game 7. We all know Tatum went lights out in Game 6 and the fourth quarter. Then he scored 51 points in Game 7. But that's not the topic. The topic is Doc Rivers, all right? I want to ask anybody out there, why is Doc Rivers listed as a top 15 coach of all time? Somebody's got to explain it to me because I really don't get it. I think he did win a Coach of the Year once in 2000. Obviously, he won that championship in 2008. But let's be honest here. So he started coaching the Magic in 99 2000. They had Tracy McGrady. I'm trying to think who else they had. Grant Hill for a while. You know the squad. But Doc Rivers fucked up the opportunity for that team to build a super team. Because for all of you who haven't seen my video about this, Doc was actually the reason why Tim Duncan didn't sign with the Magic. Because Doc told him, you can't have your family on the plane. You can't have your family on the team bus, too, I think he said. But anyways, he's blown so many 3-1 leads. He blew a 3-1 lead in 2003. Blew a 3-1 lead in 2015. I'm sure everybody remembers that one. Blew a 3-1 lead in 2020 against the Nuggets. But the 2015 one is the one that didn't make sense to me. The Clippers should have had that in the bag against the Rockets. But anyways, he blew a 3-2 lead this year. Now add that to his resume. In 2021, he blew an 18-point lead in Game 4 and a 26-point lead in Game 5. Blew a 2-0 lead against the Blazers in 2016. And in 2014, he blew a 15-point lead in Game 5 versus OKC and ended up losing the series in 6. 2013, the Clippers blew a 3-2 lead on the Grizzlies. 2012, I'm sure a lot of people remember this. He blew a 3-2 lead on the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. 2010, he blew a 3-2 lead against the Lakers in the finals. But even in 2009, they blew a 3-2 lead to the Orlando Magic. But even 2008, the year they won, that team had 4 Hall of Famers, obviously. But if you look at the manner in which they won, they were a 66-win team, but they won in despite of Doc Rivers. Because, the Atlanta Hawks, which were a fucking 37-win team, almost defeated the Boston Celtics in the first round. Took them to 7 games. The Cavs took them to 7 games in the second round. Pistons took them to 6, which, realistically speaking, they should have swept the fucking Pistons. But anyways, Doc Rivers, man, somebody's got to explain to me why he's considered one of the greatest coaches of all time. I really don't get it. But I feel like I've come full circle on this argument because I used to think that the NBA was a little hard on coaches. So if a team blows in the playoffs, I thought, it's not all on the coach. Obviously it's a team effort. Like, for example, I didn't think recently it was all on Monty Williams. I thought he was a good coach. I don't think it was entirely his fault. But there's just a consistent pattern with Doc Rivers, man. The guy is just a fucking total buffoon. Like, do you guys remember a few years ago? On on his Twitter account. I think it was on his I want to say, I don't want to misquote. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember if it was the team's Twitter account or his personal Twitter account, but he got caught liking some stuff that's a little sus. If you know what I'm talking about, I'll just leave it at that. But the point is, the dude's a total buffoon. And I think realistically, he's holding the Sixers team back. If they had a great coach, they probably would have at least made a conference finals appearance by now. Because the Clippers didn't make a conference finals appearance under Doc. The Sixers didn't make a conference finals appearance under Doc. What does he do? I'm serious. Plus, there's the whole nepotism with his son. You know, showing favoritism to his son. It just, I can't stand this guy, man. And there's so many other great coaches that deserve a top 15 coach of all time spot. But why him? And, Mike Budenholzer was another coach I thought was overrated, but not to Doc Rivers' level. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. What's next for Philly? Do you think that they need a rebuild? My personal thought on the rebuild is if they're able to get another star around them and get a better coach, they could definitely compete. But the problem they got now is Harden's going to be a free agent. He's probably going to bounce. Maxey, I think, is going to turn into a superstar player, but they got to move Tobias Harris. He's as pointless as Doc Rivers at this point. Joel Embiid is okay.